Namaskar, Namaste, Vayo Vaino, my dear brothers and sisters of this great country, Bharat. Today, I, on behalf of Whole Meeting Council, would like to apprise you what is happening in Manipur. Vayo Vaino, you must have been hearing about Manipur now and then for all the wrong reasons. Today, Manipur is full of miseries. People have suffered immensely. I must be wondering what is happening in Manipur. The fact is, Manipur was a very peaceful state. And in fact, the different communities living in Manipur were living in harmony. But then of late, there were intense competition among the different communities. However, the most stark difference, the most important phase of this whole trouble in Manipur is in the last 2023, in the last year, not last year, in 2023, on the 3rd of May, Kuki with their militant outfits came and attacked Meitei villagers in Torbung area of Bishnupur district without any provocation. It was that attack on innocent Meitei villagers in Torbung village of Bishnupur district that made whole difference. And in retaliation of that, violent clashes began. And in fact, it is almost 3 years. But what is very unfortunate was the violence that started on 3rd May 2023 could have been stopped then and there by the government. You must be knowing there are almost 60,000 Army, Assam Rifles and other paramilitary forces stationed in Manipur. On top of it, there are around 30,000 armed police personnel of the state. And despite the presence of such a huge armed personnel, armies, paramilitary forces, this violence is allowed to continue by the government. Now, the government of India, the Modi government, which is one of the most powerful governments that India has ever had, happens to be a silent spectator. Mr. Modi, the Honorable Prime Minister, didn't even utter the word regarding this violence. Leave aside visiting Manipur. Though, of course, after more than 2 years, the Prime Minister, Honorable Prime Minister, paid a visit of 1 hour, 1 or 2 hours in Manipur by way of visiting Assam and Mizoram. It was very unfortunate. In fact, this violence could have been stopped by the Prime Minister because this whole violence is caused by the armed Kuki militants. And we know very well that these armed groups of Kukis, they are very much under the control of the Indian Army, Assam Rifles. Wherever the armies, wherever the Assam Rifles are there, these Kuki armed groups are present with full gear, with automatic rifles. They go side by side. In fact, the public perception is these armed groups belonging to the Kukis, they are sponsored, supported and backed by the armies and the central security forces. For that, there are solid proof. I mean, this is very, very, very unfortunate. In fact, from the very beginning, Whole Meeting Council have appealed, urged the Honorable Prime Minister to control these armed Kuki groups so that peace and normalcy can return to Manipur. We have submitted 16 memorandum to the Prime Minister, Sri Narendra Modi ji, submitted our memorandum in person, myself or any of our officials, to the PMO, to the Prime Minister's office. This is, and it has been reflected in our X, in the Twitter handle also. We have shown in the Twitter handle also. Why I'm saying is, we have drawn the attention of the Honorable Prime Minister that this is what is happening in Manipur. The fact is, until and unless these armed Kuki groups are controlled, and these armed Kuki groups are not controlled, then peace and normalcy will not return. Anytime, anywhere, these armed Kuki groups, they can strike terror either to the Meiteis or to the Nagas. This is a fact. No one can challenge it. And what is very surprising is the Honorable Prime Minister, when he was addressing in the Parliament, in the Rajya Sabha, about the issue of Manipur, it seems the Prime Minister was misinformed, because what he said was Manipur was such a place where presidency was imposed many times, and such violence between different communities happens every now and then. This is very unfortunate. Now, this violence between Meitei and the Kuki groups is not natural. This is man-made. We know how it happens and how it is allowed to continue. This is very, very unfortunate. The Prime Minister of the country must be knowing why they are doing it. We know Manipur is infested with insurgency problem. To tackle this insurgency problem, the Prime Minister should never victimize the innocent public, innocent Meitei villagers, innocent people. The Prime Minister should not equate the innocent people with the insurgents. We know these armed Kuki groups, they are armed and supported by the Central Security Forces. There is no doubt. Otherwise, how can they operate so courageously without any hindrance? Anytime, anywhere they can strike. And sometimes it came in the news that the armed forces, the Central Armed Police, Central Armed Forces cannot act against them because of the SHU arrangement, suspension of operation. They are protected by this SHU arrangement. Maybe officially there may be rules for the SHU arrangement also, but practically these armed groups under the SHU arrangement, they move around freely with arms. There is no control over them. Indeed, they move around side by side with the Assam Rifles and Indian Army. This is extremely, extremely important, unfortunate. This is the reason why, till now, this violence cannot be checked, stopped. I appeal us from the bottom of our heart that the Honorable Prime Minister intervenes so that these armed Kuki groups are controlled, disarmed, and this SHU agreement be scrapped, abrogated, so that peace and normalcy can be returned to Manipur. Remember, Manipur is the 19th state of the country. This is part of the country. Manipur is also a state of the Indian Union. We are not a foreign country. No, we are not a colony. India is a big democracy. How can the Manipur people, the people of Manipur, be made so miserable? World Meitei Council finally, us request, appeal from our bottom of the heart that Honorable Prime Minister Sri Narendra Modi intervene, control these Kuki armed groups, disarm them, scrap, abrogate this shoe arrangement so that peace and normalcy can return to Manipur. Jai Hind, Jai Bharat. Thank you.